After dinner every night, my family and I would gather around the table. Bellies full, we would laugh and tell each other stories about our day. And every night, without fail, my dad would pull out his guitar and he would play for us. The way his fingers would strum the strings so softly, and the way his compassionate words would fill the silent spaces between the strums, a smile would be tattooed on everyone's face, and the room was filled with love. As a child, I figured that my father would be with me forever, till the day I died. I would have never thought that he could possibly be taken away from me. That was impossible. Until the day I found out he would be taken away, and very soon.
Oye, vato. Dime, loco. ¿A dónde vas? A San Diego. ¿Para qué? Para ganar mota. Si aquí hay. Pero en San Diego hay mejor. Y las mujeres. ¡Upa! Divine, divine, divine. Living in the 619.
Our story starts off on the Hawaiian island of Oahu, where a young musician named Tim Pacheco is falling in love. His object of affection? Music. Whether performing at the rec center or performing in a high school band, Tim was always playing music. This time in Hawaii would form the concrete foundation of the evolution of his sound. His family would then move to San Diego, California, where Tim's music would soon fill the streets of towns like Ocean Beach. He quickly sought out talented musicians and started the band Soul Power. But he didn't stop there. He played with the Shepherds, Wise Monkey Orchestra, a world tour with the band POD, and playing live on top of Times Square on New Year's Eve in front of close to 1 million people, co-founding the Southtown Generals and his own brainchild Sidecar. Since moving to San Diego, Tim has gotten married, had 3 children, went on a world tour, performed in front of thousands, worked his way up from the bottom, and is on top of his game. What could possibly go wrong? Go wrong.
When I was in 7th grade, I remember my mom picking me up from school. She looked worried and silent. We didn't speak on the way home. Just listened to the sound of the car rolling along the old road towards our home. It was a peaceful sound. The sound of silence was always my favorite. It was so calm and so innocent, yet mysterious and cold. When we got home, my dad sat me down with my mother and my sister beside me. The room felt heavy and I knew something was wrong. My dad began to explain to us that the doctors have found something. The doctors have discovered that my dad was living with only 1 kidney and that the kidney was now dying. He was in stage 4 renal failure. I didn't know what that meant. I knew Daddy would be sick, but I didn't know how sick. For the next few months, he began to transform into a different person. He was sick and angry. He was sad and hurting. I would lie in bed and just listen to the harsh sounds of him throwing up all throughout the night. I could hear his cries. I could hear him asking God, why? Why me? I would cry in bed and just pray that it would be over soon. I would pray to God and beg him to let my dad be free. Free from this terrible trap of a sickness. I began to question my faith. I thought that God wasn't real because if he was real, he wouldn't let this be happening.
I was scared. I was angry. It was really hard. I had to kind of be strong because I still had 3 kids here, so I didn't always want to show my emotions because I was the only one to keep the family together, so it was really hard all the time.
My house always had a cold feel. It didn't feel like home. It was a trap. In the house, I had to pretend that I wasn't hurting, that I wasn't completely terrified. I would wake up every day and say, not today, Daddy. Please not today. I would think, please don't take my daddy today. Let him stay a little longer, please. I was mentally preparing myself for my father's death. During this time, my sister was graduating high school and going off to college. That left me as the big sister to my little brother with Down syndrome. My brother knew that our dad was sick, but he had no clue what that really meant. He knew not to crack jokes and play around when we were visiting our dad in the hospital. He knew to be good when Daddy was having a hard day. I couldn't ever let myself show my true emotions around my family. I had to stay strong. I had to stay strong for my brother. If he knew how badly it really was, his whole world would be crushed. My dad was like Superman to us kids. We used to lie on the couch and he would sit on the floor, and we would count his dreadlocks and poke him with his hair. My dad was everything to us when we were little, and that is why I knew I had to take real good care of my brother and make sure that he was always okay, because I knew he couldn't handle the truth of my father's sickness.
It was bad. I thought that for sure he was gonna die, and I couldn't even imagine what it was gonna be like having to go on without him.
June 22nd, 2012, my father had a heart attack. It was my 17th birthday that day. I had gotten a car as a gift and then went to breakfast with my family. After breakfast, I went to see some friends. I was on my way to the mall. Music was loud and we were all singing along to the song. Pure joy. I felt that nothing could ruin my mood. My phone rang and it was my aunt. She told me that I needed to go home because she was picking up my brother from the hospital. I was confused and worried. I didn't know what was going on. I asked her what was wrong with my brother and why he was at the hospital and where are my parents. I had a million questions, but I knew it wasn't the time to ask.
We had got him hooked up on the machine, got the needles in, started the machine. I was sitting on the couch that we had in the dialysis room, and he was asleep. I was sitting there, I was watching TV, and he kept kind of coming in and out and was a little bit delirious. And I was thinking, well, this is kind of weird. He's tripping out. And he kind of started to pass out. He got really pale and started to pass out, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And he said, take me off the machine, something's not right, my heart's hurting really bad, take me off. And we still had like an hour and a half, 2 hours to go. So I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, something's not right, take me off. So I hurried and I took him off the machine, took the needles out, and as soon as I got the needles out, he literally passed out. Turned white as a ghost and passed out. And then he came to, and then he passed out again. And then he came to, and then the second time he came to, he was like in a zone. His eyes were glossed over, and I just knew that something was wrong. And he tried to stand up, and he immediately grabbed his chest and fell back down into the dialysis chair. And he was like, I'm having a heart attack. And I found strength inside me. I don't even know where it came from, and I carried Dad to the car. I put him in, and we made it to Sharps Hospital in 8 minutes flat from our house. That means I was hauling ass. They wanted to run some blood work, basic blood work that they always do when you go to the hospital. So they ran some blood work as they were also doing all of the heart attack things. They set you up on all of those EKGs and all of that stuff to see exactly if you're having a heart attack or not. The EKG came back abnormal, but didn't actually say that he was having per se like a normal heart attack that people have. But the blood work came back super, super low. And they were like, that can't be right. So they tried to take blood again. They couldn't find any blood. His fingers had when they were pricking his fingers, there was no blood. So they kept doing it, and they finally got a little bit of blood. They came back and they're like, this can't be right. You don't have any blood in your body. So they did a couple of more tests and found out that he had a bleed in his stomach, which was causing him to lose blood every time he would have a bowel movement. He was losing a lot of blood. And so when we put him on the machine and the machine started to recycle his blood through the machine, that actually caused him to have that type of a heart attack. It has a name and I don't know what it is right now. But because we were taking the blood out, his heart valves were basically bumping against each other with no blood. So it's the same as running your car with no engine, it just blew. So right away, they needed to give him blood, and they notified the blood bank that he was going to need all of this blood, and they only had 3 pints of blood in the hospital that were his type, and he actually needed 8 pints of blood at one time, which is almost unheard of. They said he's lucky he even made it through that dialysis session without dying. So they called North County to get blood from them, and it took 3 hours. So we got his first 3 pints of blood, which still wasn't enough. He was still like white. His lips were white. Everything about him was pale. He was weak. He was suffering. He was in and out of consciousness. And so the doctor came to me and said, get all your friends and family down here. He needs blood now. I threw out a mass text, and people started just coming in and giving blood. And so by the mid-afternoon the next day, he had got his full 8 pints of blood. The next day, they did emergency surgery where they went in and they fixed the bleed. And then they gave him more blood after that, because he still needed even more blood after that. And that's when I got with the blood bank, and we set up a blood drive. And within 3 days, we had 172 pints of blood in Daddy's name. And then they fixed the bleed, and that was it.
What started this off?
Hypertension, high blood pressure. I'm Hispanic and Native American, so double whammy for high blood pressure. High blood pressure killed my kidney. By the time I figured it out that I had high blood pressure, I was already in end-stage renal failure. Started dialysis within a month of finding out that I was sick. So there was really no time to say save it or try to prolong it. It was just, by the time I found out, I had no more kidney.
So they removed the kidney altogether?
Eventually they did. December 24th, 2 years ago, is when they removed my bad kidney to try to regulate my blood pressure. And so I've been kidney free for 2 years. It's been kind of crazy.
Well, let's get the show on the road then.
Let's do this.
Consciousness is wide and clear, far away from your father's fear. I feel the presence of danger is near. Carry me away from these tents of a plenty. Consciousness is wide and clear, you're far away from your father's fear. I feel the presence of danger is near. Carry me away. Aggravations, so hold fast to your soul. It's yearning to feel the ivoriest vibrations, a righteous meditation. So hold fast to your consciousness is wide and clear, far away from your father's fear. I feel the presence of trials are near. Carry me away from these tests of a plenty. consciousness is wide and clear. You're far away from your father's fear. I feel the presence of danger is near. Carry me away. Consciousness is wide and clear, far away from your father's fear. I feel the presence of danger is near. Carry me away from this test of a plenty. Your consciousness is wide and clear, you're far away from your father's fear. I feel the presence of danger is near. Carry me away. Consciousness is wide and clear. You're far away from your father's view. I feel the presence of danger is near. Carry me away from these acts of senselessness. Because your consciousness is wide and clear. You're far away from your father's view. I
So,
feel the presence of
Crystal,
danger.
any last words for this whole process that sucked?
It sucked. It's been a really, really long road. He's a pain in the ass, but I love him so. And I love you so. Thank you so much for everything you're doing for me. And him. And everybody else.
Cry.
I love you guys.
It is 8 o'clock in the morning on the 30th of July, 2012. And I'm anticipating donating a kidney for Joseph. We've been waiting months for this. We've been doing a lot of testing, cross-matching blood, testing everything that we can be compatible so that I can donate a kidney. And I will be donating the left kidney. And he's already in the hospital. He's had an EKG. He's having x-rays. Right now he's sleeping. He went into the hospital at 5 o'clock this morning, he and his wife. Sharp Memorial, San Diego, California, and I will be departing for the hospital at 8:30. This morning we'll be on different floors. He'll be on the 6th floor and I'll be on the 5th, or vice versa. I'm not sure yet. I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to see my son have a more productive and exciting life from what he's had. Because he's gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, but we're going to get through this, and I am so excited. And in 2 days it's his birthday, so this is my birthday gift to him for life. I won't have to buy him any more birthday gifts. That's how I'm looking at it. So just want to say I love you, son, and everything is going to be okay. We're in good hands. We have family support. And we have lots of love. We'll get through this, and you'll be back on your feet. You'll be up on the stage, and you'll be doing what you love best and not being on dialysis anymore. So I love you, son. Hang in there. We'll get through this together. And that's it. I'm ready to do this.
The gift of life, a gift of life. A gift of life. I didn't think I'd reach you, but since I did, people let me in. Come on, let me in. Come on, let me in. I didn't think I'd reach you, but since I did, people let me in. Come on, let me in. Come on, let me in. I'd reach you, but since I did, people let me in. Come on, let me in. Come on, let me in. I'd reach you, but since I did. back like no gift of life. Gift of life. Sent adrift, the spirit out, set about gathering information. Step by step, over the course of a lifetime. Leading hopes left from experiences past on that which is enriching to soul.
Doing a kidney donation. Wonderful. Very nice. You are the best. So do I go over? Just, I think it's
Claudia will help you out. That's so exciting. What a wonderful
exciting.
gift.
I think it is for my son.
Your son?
He's already here.
He's already here?
Okay, and your parent. My name is Teresa, T-A-R.
Brother, Joseph. Joseph. Good luck. Love you.
All right, John. Hate your camera.
This is what your name is Angel?
Oh, you're gonna take me in the whole bed?
Yeah.
Woo!
That's for it.
Cadillac.
Here, just hold this while it's going. No, just kidding.
Well, you're going down.
I know.
What's with the Blair Witch footage?
Everyone's getting sick in the theater.
Just like this, like this.
All right, waiting room.
Make sure you get copies of him, so people know that we know him.
Yeah, you know, some chachos.
Some chachos.
Excited? It didn't work.
Yeah, unplug that, Chris.
Dude, never unplug me, bro. It's in my advanced directive.
You play downstairs.
God.
Stop. So creepy.
My plug. All right, next time I see you, I'm gonna be all messed up.
You're gonna have kidney.
Hopefully, I'll see you later.
We will.
If not, you'll smell me.
Look, rolling down the street, smoking in dope, sipping on gin and juice. With his mind on a kidney and his kidney on his mind.
I love you, baby.
Don't drive too fast, Joe.
All right.
You didn't use your blinker.
Caddy, don't need a blinker.
Okay.
Put your camera away.
No way, dude. This is blackmail.
Yeah.
Peace out, hello, homie.
What's the next phone number? What's the video?
1928.
It's been crazy here since all this nonsense drove you away. The pain of past mistakes cut deep, a reminder of the weakness I have still. For more precious than time is time spent with you. more golden than the sun you're shining. The way time slides in and out of consciousness to reveal the truth about what's real, what's what, who's who. Why don't you, I tell myself, do more for me.
So we just got the news, Pop. How you feel?
Alright.
The test of all tests to understand this
Cousin
man
Vic,
that I
we just got the news about your pops. How you feeling?
Oh, we were recording.
Yes.
That's fair.
So excited.
So happy, thank God. It's been
You guys should bang your heads together a bunch of times. Yeah,
That's
there
how
you
happy we are. Banging our heads for you, Daddy.
wouldn't be enough and nothing was just too much to have.
Crystal, document your happiness.
Absolute best day ever.
Any thoughts, sir?
Yeah. Let's get out of
Patrick, just found out about your uncle. How you feel about it?
He's got his kidney. Oh,
No,
John.
it's a video.
John, please. Act your age. I mean, grow up.
There, no. Duty.
Hi.
Any words for Tim, Mom?
You did it.
Carmen.
Stop.
Joseph.
The pain of past mistakes cut deep.
Did it, brother.
A reminder of the weakness I have still.
Gonna.
For more precious than time is time spent with you. More golden than the sun you shine. The way time slides in and out of consciousness to reveal the truth about what's real, what's what, who's who. Why don't you? I tell myself, do more for me to save a little sanity I have left. It's been crazy.
Hi, Mama. You did it. The kidney's working inside of Joey, they said.
Everything's a success.
But yours isn't.
He's just kidding. He's just kidding. Those aren't funny jokes,
You
Dad.
divorced him. He's no longer your husband.
Hi, Tim.
You look beautiful, Mom. You have all your color.
It really does.
You just need a little gloss. We're done.
I love you guys. Have such a good
You
try.
look good. Your skin, like, your coloring, like, does look good. Your mom's face looks good. Your mom looks really beautiful, too. Where's Papa? Like, he had to go home. Yeah.
I never really thought that it was going to be as difficult as it was. I never anticipated all of the stuff that we went through. I kind of thought it was just going to be a little illness, a little bump in the road. I didn't really ever anticipate all those years of dialysis and almost dying. I never thought it was going to be that bad.
What could you say to your kids, like, what could you say to them now looking back at everything, with everything that they've been through and everything that they did to help? What could you say to them?
Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are the best thing that's ever happened to me. For my mother-in-law who gave her son, my husband, her kidney, I am truly, truly grateful to you, and words can never, ever, ever describe how much I love you and how much I thank you so much for giving me back my husband. And he's your son, and of course mothers do everything that they can for their kids, but you gave him an actual organ, you gave him life twice, and for that I am so very grateful that you did that for him, because my children have their father and I have my husband back. And I truly love you so much. Thank you for everything.
When I saw my dad for the first time, he smiled and said, "I'm back." It was the happiest moment of my life. We cried and laughed and held hands. I couldn't have been happier. I knew that our lives were going to start to look up. We were going to be okay. A few weeks after his transplant, my dad was starting to walk again and heal more. I remember it was a Sunday morning. I woke up to the sound of my mom playing Tina Marie, and she was singing and dancing around the house in her pajamas. She looked so happy. She looked so peaceful. My dad walked through the door and started to dance with her. They smiled and danced, every step so much more passionate than the last. They were so peaceful. They had no worries in the world, and they could finally just relax and dance again. That night after dinner, we sat around the table and laughed and told stories about our day. At some point in the conversation, my dad got up and got his guitar. He played and sang. With every strum, love was entering the air, and with every whisper of a word, peace was setting in the atmosphere. My house was finally whole again. My dad was okay. We were all okay.
Okay, the transplant took place on Monday. It's Wednesday. Mom's on her way home, so we hooked it up a little for her when she comes home.
Never enough to satisfy. Never a dull moment I can say. Tomorrow is an uncertainty. Too busy wanting. See, I want to flow, to feel full of meaning, to follow these vibrations to save the mind from frustration. We are water, flow, to feel full of meaning, to follow these vibrations to save the mind from frustration. Never enough time. Never enough time. But there seems to be never enough time to see all your wantings. But what you see was downplayed by your wanting. Tell me what can we do? What can we do to make this happen? What can we do? What can we do to make this happen? Never enough money, no, never enough smiles to go around. Funny, there always seems to be time to sit and whine.
What was it like being with Daddy when he was sick? What was it like?
It was hell. It sucked.
Oh. Jeez. So now go ahead and set up the rest of the stuff. I guess that's the end of that video. Oh, damn!
Well, if I can get out the door, I'm going.
And this just sucks really bad. So, needless to say, I was super sad about that.
Your kidney will be on eBay.
Any last words, brother?
Yeah.
Easy, Chewbacca.
Jabba Wanichiko.
Jabba Wanichiko.
Son bichale.
Son bichale, los bajaron solo.
And then they have
If you can put what Sam's doing at this very moment into one word, what would that be?
Hell.
Can you describe what he's doing at this very moment?
He's galloping back and forth, acting like a dog.
And how does that make you feel?
Depressed.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Another chance I've been given. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. To enhance.
Alexa, living room lights on.